Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we are going to do a very simple 2-color glitter ombre. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Okay, I think that's it. Let's go. All right, so we've got our base painted cup here. We've got our black and our teal ombre. Now I'm gonna do navy blue glitter on this side, but I couldn't find my navy blue paint, so I just went with black, totally fine. So we are going to do a navy and teal. I've got a fine cut, an extra fine cut, and a chunky cut, and we're gonna layer them the way we do when we typically ombre stuff on this channel. So I'm going to start, as always, with my darkest, chunkiest, and that is knife hand. And so I'm going to go really kind of light here on this. You can see I'm just doing little, I don't know if you guys can even see, like little tiny shakes of my hand like that. And that's going to get a nice light snowfall of glitter. Now I'm not going super duper light with this because we're not putting a ton of colors on. So I really want knife hand to kind of show, like I want it to be pretty prominent. So I'm going a little bit heavier than I typically would with one of these big chunky cuts. Like if I was doing a lot of different glitters or like a lot of different colors, I would go much lighter with my chunky. And as you can see also, I'm bringing it up into the teal section because I want to show that fade. So I'm letting those colors get all the way up there. Next, we're gonna take Jacksonville. I'm gonna go pretty heavy up here on the top rim with Jacksonville because I want to establish that full coverage before I go in with more dark down here. So I'm going really full coverage on about the first like 1.5 inches of my cup. And now I'm going to start to fade this down more lightly. Now you can see I'm just holding my cup at a pretty steep angle. And I'm gonna go all the way down, and I'm bringing Jacksonville down to about here. So the colors are going almost all the way to the other end of the cup, and that's gonna really give us a good blend and make everything look really just like faded and seamless. So you can see, hopefully, that Jacksonville goes all the way down there. Jacksonville is one of the prettiest peachy colors I've ever seen, and I feel like people don't use it that much, but I really like it. All right, for our next cut, we're going to take Dress Blues, which is just a fine cut navy, and I'm going to cover the entire bottom of our cup with this because we didn't put any knife hand on the very bottom, just because it's kind of hard to get a smooth bottom with a super chunky like that. So I'm going to cover the entire bottom, and then I'm going to do the same thing I did with Jacksonville. I'm going to start to just fade this all the way up the cup, filling in all of that extra blank space. I'm also gonna go pretty full coverage down here. Just start to blend. All the way up the cup. For our fine cut teal, we're using Weekend at Bernie's, which has kind of the same like blue-green thing that Jacksonville has going on. I'm not sure if they're exactly the same color, just different cuts, but they are very similar. So I'm doing the same thing I did with Jacksonville. I went pretty heavy on that first like inch or so of the cup, and now I'm fading downwards all the way down to the bottom of the cup. Just letting the glitter fall where it wants. Constantly moving my cup. Just letting that glitter go all the way down. Finally, we're going to go in with our extra fine cut of each glitter. So for the navy, I'm using Deltas. Same deal, going super heavy on this very, very, very bottom to fill in any extra space. Once we get to the extra fine cuts, we really just want to fill in as much as we can. If there's any extra like open space that's not covered with glitter yet at this point, we want to fill all of that in with our extra fine. So I'm going pretty heavy here, as you can see, going all the way down the bottom of to the bottom of the cup. I guess that's the top, but the bottom when I'm facing this way. Filling in all of that, and then we'll do the exact same thing with our fine cut teal. I'm going to use Mr. Lomax as my fine cut teal, and I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to like dump all of this on here. No lightness in my hand at this point. I'm just covering as much of this surface area as I can. You can see I'm going all the way to the bottom, just making it rain. So there's what we've got with our blend. I'm gonna go in one more time with deltas, just to like kind of bring that navy back to the forefront. See with it. There we go.
I let my glitter and epoxy layer dry for a few hours, and once it was totally dry, I took some scrapbook paper, and as you can see, I'm rolling my cup up in that scrapbook paper just to get off any excess glitter and let that glitter kind of lay as flat as possible. I'm patting it down with my glove. We used a pretty chunky down towards the bottom of the cup, so I just want to make sure that's smooth. I sealed my glitter with a coat of clear spray from Rust-Oleum, and then I added 2 coats of epoxy to my tumbler. I used the Flynn Sisters fast setting epoxy, so in between each coat, I waited about 4 hours, and each coat was about like 25-ish milliliters. Once those coats were cured, I was ready to move on to my next step, which is all of my sanding. So I'm going to get my top rim of my cup really well with my Dremel, because I want to form that really thin line of stainless steel up at the top of the cup where we can form our final seal with our epoxy later. So I did a little bit of sanding also on the body of the cup, not very much. Just wanted to make sure it was smooth enough for my decal application. So for this decal, I hand lettered this Peachy Boss SVG. I gave this to Krista from Peachy Olive Glitters, so I wanted to do something a little bit specific to her. So I hand lettered this and then brought it into Silhouette Studio and created a double offset. So we're going to do 3 layers on our cup. We're going to start with this really pretty blue glitter vinyl. This is from Craft Haven. And now this kind of blends into the background of the cup just a little bit. It matches like just a little bit too well, but that's okay. I wanted to just have it there to kind of like bring the dark out, I guess. I don't know. I really like how it looked anyway. So I made my decal, as you can see, almost the entire height of my cup. I wanted it to be pretty prominent. So I made it, I think, like maybe 7.75 inches in width. So I'm going to place that navy blue down first, and then I'm going to go in with this really pretty opal chrome vinyl. This is from Tech Wrap Craft, and please be proud of me. Look at me layering it all in one piece. I did this for this layer, and then for the top layer, I cut it into 2 pieces. But anyway, I was pretty proud that I was able to do this all in one piece. And then finally, for the top layer of the decal, we are using this really pretty, just plain teal adhesive vinyl. And like I said, I'm going to cut it into 2 separate words so I can make sure that I line this up as perfectly as possible. After I had my decal laid down, I did seal the vinyl with a coat of polyacrylic, let that dry for about 45 minutes, and now I'm going in with my final 2 coats of epoxy. For my final 2 coats, I used the Artist Cure epoxy from Flynn Sisters Supply Shop, and each of those coats was about 15 to 20 milliliters. Once they were all cured, we are all done. So here is the final result. I am in love with how this ombre turned out, and I really hope this video helps you in creating your glitter ombres. They are some of my absolute favorite things to do on Tumblers, so I really hope that this helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love you. Bye.